A yes vote means the California Constitution will specify that only marriage between a man and a woman is valid in California.
City of San Francisco has decided to stop issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples.
If we were to ask the question, why did we lose the Prop 8 election in California, we could come up with a lot of answers, a lot of right answers. But I think if you pull back and look at it from a distance and ask that question, the answer to the question is because to a very large extent, gay people and gay relationships still make a whole lot of Americans uncomfortable.
Sundance is really, to me, it's a cultural organization that does the same thing. We try to put stories forward that are going to enlighten society and change society in a lot of different ways.
They also didn't like the idea of gay marriage very much. They thought it was too much change, too fast, too soon. And my sense of what happened was that our opponents developed a very, very good campaign that was focused on exploiting that discomfort and getting underneath those people's skins.
The Mormon Church called upon all the good Mormons to save marriage, and you know, since this guy owned the theater is a rich guy, you know, he donated that amount of money, and other Mormons donated $50, $100, whatever they could donate. I think it's hard enough as it is to be an independent filmmaker. If your film gets into Sundance or Slamdance and it has the possibility of screening in Park City with this bevy of industry and a film-hungry community, are you going to turn that down because Mormons don't like gays? I don't think so, and I don't think you should. When you tell the stories with truth, they do kind of have an activist result. It's like you can't have an activist intention. Your intention has to be true to showing the lives of these characters on the screen.
It was hard to get a film with a gay theme in a movie theater, or to get a distributor to really take the risk in taking on a documentary, or especially a gay-themed documentary, but that certainly wasn't true for Sundance.
My first screening was on the first day of the festival at the Cinemark at midnight. There was no protesters, no controversy, and I was waiting for someone. I wear my white ribbon. I thought someone in the audience would say, "What's that?" or something. I'd get a question and I could talk about it, but the idea of like taking our toys and going home, that's not activist. I'm a big fan of activism. I think if you pick a good target, you can make a difference. The idea of moving Sundance, the whole idea was to be here so that we could bring our stories in a place where normally people don't get to see stories like this.
You don't want to move basically the bluest elements and the most progressive elements out of a state like this, because if funding for Prop 8 came from the Mormon Church, like, you have to have a community and a culture around it that's sort of pushing back to make some institutional thinking changes.
When people ask me why I work in film, I say, well, nobody had to elect Brokeback Mountain. Films can go out there as a voice, and films can get taken up, and films can be successes, and films can be instrumental and transformational, and they don't have to win elections. They don't have to win a majority vote. They can go out there and build a majority by showing all over the place.
And the movies here, whether it's, you know, the movies at Sundance, or the movies that reach people, or whether it's television shows, or all of these things in entertainment, you know, that's the power of art.
The right to marry it goes even deeper. It's like the right to have a family. If it's about love, because that's what it's about, then why not?
Some people, I think, who are past the point of having their minds being changed, and I think the future of gay rights lies in the hands of young people.
One very interesting and important statistic was 19% of Americans said that their opinions changed over the last 5 years on gay issues. 19% of people changed, and we asked them why they changed. And two of the biggest reasons was knowing someone who was gay or lesbian and seeing gay and lesbian characters in the movies.
You don't persuade people by talking about abstract principles. I think you change people's minds by telling stories, because it is how you begin changing people's minds.
Why can't we start building bridges and start, like, you know, really addressing issues together? Because I don't need people to love me because I'm a lesbian, right? I don't need people to love me because I wrote a book. I don't need people to love me because I'm a filmmaker. To offer me the same respect and kindness and care and support that you would offer your family member.
We each have the power within ourselves to be true about who we are and honest about who we are, and that's, you know, that's how change happens.